making because the last video was too shaky, and I'm making it more the lights more lightable, so the video is at least watchable or halfway watchable. My hand's shaky, so if it's a little bit shaky still, please don't bitch me out or anything. I'm doing this like vlog for the fun of it, and I don't need people bitching, and I do not need comments from the peanut gallery that usually attends YouTube. My first tweet. Oh yeah, this is the my firsts, like my first kiss, my first drink, my first things on the internet, usually some of those questions, and my first whatever. A lot of firsts, like my first tweet. I can't remember it. I've made a lot of tweets, and I don't really. It usually is. Sometimes I like to tweet a lot, or sometimes I don't like to tweet. I don't get the point of Twitter, but it's fun. I guess that's what the point of it is, just writing random nonsense crap. But my favorite tweet, I think I made first tweets were about God or something. I can't remember. My first YouTube video was about the Duggars, I think, and the kid that they were having, that Michelle miscarried. That was before she miscarried. I did a video sticking up to them. I think that was my first videos, one of my first videos I made on YouTube, and it was on my older computer. And I can remember making it, and people liking it, and people hating it. First person to subscribe to my YouTube. I forgot that person. Sorry, I don't remember that kind of stuff very often. What was my first profile picture on Facebook? That was back in 2006, so I can't really remember it. I think I started using Facebook when it first came out, so it might have been a picture out of a rock star, I can't remember, or my high school pictures. I just don't remember. It was years ago. Do you still talk to your first love? I have him on my Facebook, but we don't talk very much. It ended very not cool, so I don't talk to him. It was my stepbrother, Russ, back in when I was 13, so I don't know. What was your first alcoholic drink? I was of age, and it was a beer. I think I had a couple of my hard lemonades, but never been a heavy drinker, so this really isn't. So I really didn't drink that much. I had sips of beer and wine when I was a kid, but other than that, my first real drink was a beer. My first job. I've never really had an official job. I've had a lot of volunteer jobs, which some people consider real jobs and some people don't. I was a candy striper. I volunteered at senior places. I have things like that. What was your first car? I really haven't driven that much, so I've never really gotten a great car. So that's another thing I need to work on getting. What was the first person that you texted today? I don't have a phone right now, so I don't really text people, and if I did have a phone, it would be just for purposes like of calling people. I'm not big on texting people. I think texting is an overrated form of communication that people use. I mean, I'd rather just talk to them on the phone if we're going to do that, or talk to them on the computer, on Facebook or Hotmail. But I just don't like texting people on the phone. It's very complicated, and I don't like it. Who was the first person you thought of this morning? I really don't know who the first person I thought of this morning is. And that's kind of a personal question, but I don't really remember. I'm just getting up. Who was your first grade teacher? Mrs. Epp. She went to my same church as I did growing up, and she was really cool. She was an older lady, a grandma, and she was just had a kind heart and stuff like that. Her and her husband would read Bible verses at church, so that's how I remember her later on in life. Where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? Well, I moved to New England, from New England to Nebraska when I was 5 years old, or 4 years old, and we went back when I was 5. So that's where my first plane ride was, back home to New England from Nebraska. Now, why we moved to Nebraska, I don't know. If it were me, I would have stayed in New England so that I guess, if thanks to moving Nebraska, I got my first airplane ride, but still, Nebraska sucks. Who was your best friend, and first best friend, and do you still talk? I think it was the girl next door, Jessica Marie. She was 3 years older than me, and I met her when we moved. We just hung out. We would play tag and house and play Barbies, and we were friends from when I was about 5 years old till I was about 9 years old. And I don't really know what happened to her. I think she got married and had kids, and changed her name. I haven't talked to her in years. It would be really nice to meet up with her, see how she's doing, seeing her kids and stuff. But I don't know her last name. I don't know who she's married to. But we had a lot of fun when I was little, and it's kind of sad that I don't get to see my first best friend. She went to a different school to me, and she was 3 years older than me, so I guess we grew apart. My first sleepover was with Jessica. When I was young, we used to sleep over at each other's houses and stuff, and that was fun. What's the first thing I do in the morning? I usually make my bed, get dressed, brush my teeth, have breakfast, and stuff like that. What was my first concert I ever went to? I went to a country concert with my babysitter, Julie, back in the day. We went to see Clay Walker live and see him perform music and stuff. What was your first broken bone? I broke my 3 fingers. That was painful. What was my first piercing? I got my ears pierced, and that's it. First foreign country you've gone to? Well, I haven't gone to any foreign countries. I mean, my brother's been to Ireland and Scotland. Lucky SOB. But the only place I've been that's really foreign was Canada. So I'm kind of jealous of there, because he got to go to Ireland and Scotland, because our family is from Ireland and Scotland originally. And so my grandpa went to visit, because of his Irish high heritage, to visit the Catholic things around there. And my grandma, who's purebred Scottish, went to Scotland with her brothers and sisters because they're Scottish. And my dad's been to England because we're also very English. So to honor our heritage, we'll go back to the UK a couple of times. No, I have not gone to any of those trips. Lucky buggers. What was the first movie you remember seeing at home. I think it was Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, bunch of Disney movies. At a theater, it was Home Alone 2 and Ninja Turtles, and Hunchback, and Aladdin. Okay. When was my first detention? I think it was like in kindergarten. I went to see, they made me, sent me to the nun. I had gone to Catholic school that year, and that was the only year in grade school I went. But I went to see the headmistress, who was a nun, a couple of times for a lot of stupid things. One time, though, I went to see the nun because me and this girl got in a fight, and it just didn't end good. Yeah. Nuns are scary, trust me. A lot of the boys went to see this certain nun, but not a lot of the girls did. I was like one of the girls. Who was my first roommate? I've really never lived in dorms. I've lived with people. I've lived in a group home once. I had a roommate there. But I think I was like, yeah, at that group home I had my first roommate, and I don't really like talking about that. But my roommate's first roommate out of that place was the people I live with now. Debbie's, yeah, she's my foster mom / stepmom, and she was my first roommate with her late husband and her nephew, Clay. It's changed a little bit, but as time went on. But yeah, if you had one wish, what would it be? To meet Roger Waters and date him. Yeah, and I can't just choose one. Besides dating Roger Waters, that would be cool. World peace will also be cool. The end of world poverty would be cool. Making gay marriage legal everywhere. Making weed legal. Yeah, I have a lot of wishes. I'm a wishy person. What was the first sport that I got involved with? I really wasn't a big sport kid. Didn't do soccer, didn't do basketball, but I swam in high school, so that was my first sport, and then I ran track. And then after transferring to Catholic school my junior year, I did cross country. What's the first thing when you do when you get home? When I get home from Shama, I check the chore list often to see what I'm going to do. I usually try to do a little bit of half the chore, and then get a snack and go on the computer. Who was your first kiss? I was 19. It was to a loser named Michael. So, yeah. I have a lot of firsts, and a lot of firsts I need to get done. And I hope this video was much better than the other video. I enjoyed it better than the other video. And you leave your comments and your thoughts. And thank you.